Rhyming under Friday lights, same town showing up every night. Names change, years roll by, but this game never said goodbye. From hand-me-down gloves to brand new dreams, every era left something in these seams. You don't replace what built this ground, you stand on it and play it loud. If this field could talk, it'd tell you all. Every pitch matters in this town. This is Decatur, this is how we play. 9 innings, no shortcuts, earn it every day. Stand up, let it ring, from the bleachers to the wallers. This town plays ball with the Decatur Bean Ballers. Same roots, same fight, same pride in our colors. Beanball baller.
On the 250th birthday for the United States of America, we welcome you into Loeb Stadium here in Lafayette, Indiana. You're listening to Prospect League Baseball on the official YouTube channel for the Decatur Bean Ballers, and Decatur visiting the Lafayette Aviators, the runners-up in last year's Prospect League Championship. And this game is sandwiched in between two games for the Bean Ballers, two matchups with the reigning champs, so it's a tough road around Independence Day for the Bean Ballers, who had an ephemeral 24 hours in the win column before a blowout loss last night. Daniel Herzog, Truman Griesel with you on the official YouTube channel for the Decatur Bean Ballers. And Truman, we're here at Loeb Stadium. It'll be the home for the All-Star game this coming week, but for Decatur, it's a place you want to get a victory in the win column today.
Well, yeah, you're looking to play your best baseball here on the road. 4th of July, it's a holiday. You're trying to have a better showing than you did last time, a 15-4 loss last time you were here in Lafayette. And especially after last, Cape Catfish are a great team. They just kind of ran through. But the offense has been clicking this week. And what I want to see is the pitching get back to start, and he should be on the mound, be ready to go from the jump.
Yeah, so you mentioned Phyllis is on the mound, and on the other, Jackson Snitko hitting fourth in the cleanup spot here in Loeb Stadium, where he'll be for the All-Star Bean Ballers right after this. It's the 6'2" Sunshine State native right-hander Harrison Miller on the mound. And for Miller, so far this season, he faces the Bean Ballers lineup for the first time today. And this is Miller's fourth start, fifth appearance overall. He sprinkled 18 1/3 innings across those appearances, giving up 18 hits, 14 strikeouts, and 4 walks. So will not give up too many free passes to this Bean Ballers order that drew its fair share of free passes, but for Decatur, the hits have been coming in bunches of late. Decatur has double-figure hits in each of the last 3 games, only 1 and 2, but they did finally put an end to a 10-game skid, and overall it just seems there's a little more morale in this dugout with the way the bats have been moving. And now you turn to the pitching staff, where it seems that now that the bats are inclined, it seems the pitching staff has been on a decline as Decatur gave up 24 runs last night to the reigning champs Cape Catfish. You look for a better outing today. Brandon Abernathy stepping up to the plate, the first hitter that Miller will face on the mound. And for Abernathy, he was one of the big bats in the Bean Ballers lineup last night. Went 2 for 5 overall, drew a walk, had a 2-run triple as part of a 5-spot the Bean Ballers put up in the bottom of the second. And the first pitch, looks like we've got a little bit of delay. Miller actually got the pitch off, but the home plate umpire put his hands up and signaled for time. So a delayed first pitch, but Miller's back on the rubber, only working from the stretch. He delivers first pitch. Abernathy fouls it back towards the Aviators dugout, and we're underway. 3 o'clock first pitch here in Lafayette at beautiful Loeb Stadium. 2 teams that have struggled to start off the second half. Neither team has more than 1 victory. Lafayette 1-5, the bottom of the Northeast Division, as the 0-1 misses above Abernathy, who catches it after it bounces off the brick backstop. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Decatur's 1-6 to start at the bottom of the Central Division. However, unlike the Aviators, the Bean Ballers still need to get back into the win column to clinch a playoff spot, as the Aviators won the first half Northeast Championship, so they will already have a spot in the postseason. The next pitch to Abernathy's fouled off. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Bean Ballers are wearing their traveling gray pants, navy blue jerseys with silver numbers, navy blue helmets, cyan caps with navy blue bills. The 1-2, Abernathy golfs in the air. On the right side, the infielder, the All-Star Gabe Boyd, calls for it, grabs it for out number 1, and the defense behind Miller, Boyd at first base, Derek Ruiz at second, Diego Frey at shortstop, and then the other All-Star on the corner, Gavin Smith plays third base. Sage Adams is the backstop for the Aviators today. Ryan Valdez, Bo Caraway Jr., and Drew Potts left to right in the outfield. The first pitch to Will Applegate is at the knees for strike 1. Caraway is also an all-star for the Aviators, so they're a trio of them. The corner infielders and the center fielder for the Flyboys will be representing Lafayette in Lafayette this coming week. The next pitch to Applegate runs away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Miller comes set. The 1-1. Applegate chops on the ground. Right side, Ruiz fields on a few hops. Tosses to Boyd with plenty of time for out number 2.
And Miller, an interesting arm angle, sidearm look. So especially to both hitters, to these lefties, the ball is going to cut.
But it is still called a strike. Adams just couldn't quite secure the fastball on the outside corner. 0-1 now the count to the Bean Ballers backstop. Felice comes in hitting just above 300, 304 through his first 23 games, and he belts this one deep in the air to left. Valdez is back and catches it just shy of the track. Felice gave it quite a ride, but it ends up being out number 3, a 1-2-3 inning for Harrison Miller. We go to the bottom of the first. Aviators grabbing their bats, still scoreless. Blue Boys of Illinois College, Parker Phyllis on the mound for the Bean Ballers today. Phyllis. This will be his 12th appearance, which ties Bruno Banuelos, Barron Odom, and Caden Davis for the most this season for Decatur. And start number 6 for Phyllis, which is just behind Manuel Toro with 7 and Nate Trimble with 8 for the team. Overall, Phyllis has been used some out of the bullpen, some on the mound to start off games, but he's thrown 29 and a third innings so far this season. It's really just been the walks that get to him. He's given up 26 hits, but 20 walks, only 19 strikeouts, so we'll need to limit the free passes. First pitch to Bo Caraway, who shows bunt, bunts it back to the left side, and Applegate can't quite come up with it. It's a bunt single to lead things off for Bo Caraway Jr. Applegate and Phyllis sort of needed to adjust to not run into each other, and thus Caraway, the speedy guy, was safe at first base.
That was a nice bunt. Noticed Applegate was playing back behind third, drops it down, and he's got plenty of speed on him. I mean,
he is third in the Prospect League with those 23 stolen bases. Phyllis now from the stretch. The 1-0, Caraway goes, grounded up the middle. Febriette takes it to the bag himself, hops over Caraway, tossed to first in time. They say safe at second base as Caraway slid in safely, but the Bean Ballers do get the out at first. A strange play. Now Caraway in scoring position. And now they're saying the runner at first was safe, and Caraway was out at second.
Yeah, not sure what happened there. It seemed like our field umpire, Marvin King, initially it looked like he ruled that Potts was out at first and Caraway beat the throw, but said he sent Caraway away, and Potts reaches on the fielder's choice.
But now, first pitch line, past Febriette into left field. Schultz will collect it. Ryan Valdez with a single as Potts moves up into second. It's the second hit for the Aviators today, first into the outfield, and they have 2 runners on with his first crack at Phyllis. First pitch from Phyllis. Boyd takes a breaking ball in the dirt. Felice blocks it, but it's 1 ball and no strikes. Boyd has driven in 21 runs so far this season, looking to drive in a few more as he has a pair of fly boys on the base paths. Phyllis peeks at second, delivers home, grounded up the middle. Febriette has it, flips to Farnes for 1, toss to first is in time. There's the double play the Bean Ballers wanted, a 6. It was a 1-2-3 first inning for the Decatur Bean Ballers bats. A double play ended the inning for the Aviators. Now we're in the top of the second, and heart of the order due up for Decatur. Jackson Snitko, Jackson Miller. So now it'll be Jackson Miller to the plate, the designated hitter for the Bean Ballers today, swinging a very hot bat. The first pitch to Miller, grounds sharply towards his dug. Hits, including 3 doubles and a triple. Nine hits in his last 10 at-bats at that. The 1-1 to Miller. Line sharply through the left side. 10 hits in his last 11 at-bats. And 2 are aboard for the Bean Ballers here to start the top of the second inning.
Yeah, pretty much deja vu, the same swing we saw from Snitko.
Yeah, Miller's only hit in 2 games in the month of May was here at Loeb Stadium as Chase Weiss digs in takes a breaking ball on the outside corner for strike one. And that hit for Miller was a booming double off the high wall in right field. Nearly got out of it. It's a big field at Loeb Stadium. Next pitch to Weiss. Breaking ball cut on and missed. Strike two. 340 down the line in left field. It's 414 to center field, but a short porch 315 to right. There is a wall that does extend higher, however.
Not much wind. That was just off the hands of Weiss. Flares it out to right. Potts is playing pretty deep out there in right field, but he gets a good jump on it. Just a fantastic play. I mean, laying out head first to rob Weiss of a hit, because that's a gutsy play, because if that ball gets by him, it's probably rolling all the way to the wall. Instead, it's a diving catch for out number one.
So now it's another lefty to the plate. Keegan Farnes still has two aboard, only one out for Decatur. The first pitch from Miller. Farnes takes away, ball one. And with the influx of infielders that the Bean Ballers have acquired, Weiss, Hampton Petska, Will Applegate, Farnes hasn't really been an everyday guy. Grounds this to second.
Yeah, it's a tough play as a second baseman because you're in double play depth, so it's a long run for Ruiz to make, but he goes glove side turn, has the confidence to, as he's turning, set his feet and throw to second, make a good, strong throw, looking for the double play.
First pitch from Miller. Farnes goes. Breaking ball drops in there for strike one. No throw down from Adams, as Farnes is awarded the stolen base. But so far for Adams, coming into today, he had caught 4 of the 10 runners who had tried to steal on him. The 0-1, breaking ball again, catches the outside corner, 0-2. Fabriette got the off day yesterday. So far he's hitting 160 at the plate. But of his 8 hits, he has 2 doubles and a home run. This one grounded left side, fielded by Smith, tossed to first base in time. The Bean Ballers strand a pair after a pair of hits to lead things off. They don't score. We go to the bottom of the second inning, still 0-0 between the Lafayette Aviators and your Decatur Bean Ballers. It's the 250th birthday for the United States, and the Lafayette Aviators are celebrating in style. We already gave you the descriptions for the Bean Ballers uniform, but today for Lafayette, it's not their normal home whites. Instead, they're wearing American flag-themed jerseys, as they still have white pants with piping, but their jerseys today, top half are navy blue with white stars. The bottom half are white and red vertical stripes with white numbers on the back outlined in red. And several replicas were handed out to early arriving fans here at Loeb Stadium. And now it's the All-Star Gavin Smith, third baseman for Lafayette. Due up at the plate. The first hitter to face Phyllis to lead off the bottom of the second. Parker Phyllis deals. Line sharply over the head of a leaping Fabriette and into left field. Schultz slides to cut it off. He can't. It bounces away from him. And by the time he picks it up, Gavin Smith chugs his way into second with a leadoff double.
Yeah, sometimes you'll see that as an outfielder. I mean, a long runner just trying to cut it off. Schultz tries to slide to knock it down and get it. But unfortunately, it boots off his glove and it allows Smith to move up to second base. We'll see what they score that. Seems like it's just a straight double, but that could have easily just been held to a single. Now the Aviators have another man in scoring position.
And into the left-handed hitter's batter's box, Caden Martinez, the designated hitter today for Lafayette. First pitch, Phyllis fouls it off and loses the bat, so it appears he may need a little more grip on his bat. Martinez comes in hitting .238. This is his 21st game played in, 21st start. He's had 63 at-bats so far this season. He's looking for RBI number 14 as Gavin Smith is standing on second base. The Bean Ballers shade to the right. Next pitch in there for us here at Loeb Stadium. It was a dominant victory for the Flyboys, 15-4, a 7-inning Mercy Rule victory. 1 ball and 2 strikes now the count to Martinez. Phyllis takes a long look at Smith, deals home. Downstairs, blocked by Felice. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And for Smith, who they haven't given an error, so it looks like it will be a straightaway double. That is his 8th double of the season, tied for second most on the team with Bo Caraway. Only Blake Bowen has more. Phyllis peeks at Smith, gives another look. The 2-2, swung on and missed. It's the first punch out for either team as Martinez is down on strikes, chasing a breaking ball downstairs.
That's a good pitch from Phyllis, and he got ahead early. That's what last night, the reason that game against Cape was so, the score was 17-run differentials because Decatur's pitching just fell behind consistently. They were playing to the Cape bats, but today Parkerville's been throwing strikes. He's trying to get ahead of these Lafayette hitters.
First pitch fouled off, strike 1 to Sage Adams, the catcher. Adams comes in 2. The Attica, Indiana native, Adams spent his freshman year at Purdue Fort Wayne, where he hit .230 in 25 games. Before spending his last year at Midland College, did not appear in any games, however. Runner on second, and now Phyllis bluffs back, gives a little shrug at Keegan Farnes, might have wanted him to stay at the bag a little longer. But nonetheless, he's back to the rubber. Smith gets a lead, and now Adams tosses aside his handguard. The next pitch grounded to third. Applegate fields it, looks back the runner, toss across the diamond in time to get Sage Adams by a couple of steps. Nice. So now it's a new July arrival, Derek Ruiz to the plate. The first pitch from Phyllis, downstairs, blocked by Felice, ball 1. Ruiz joined the team on July 1st. In his debut, he went 0 for 4, reached on a hit by pitch and scored a run at the normal Corn Belters, but against the Kokomo Creek Chubs, went 2 for 4 with a walk, a run, and a stolen base the next day. The 1-0, lined sharply in the air to center. Abernathy back a few paces and makes the catch for out number 3. Phyllis is pumped. He gives a high five to Felice. And we're scoreless through 2. We go to the third, still 0-0 between the Lafayette Aviators and your Decatur Bean Ballers.
Top of the third here from Loeb Stadium in Lafayette, Indiana. No score still between your Bean Ballers and the Aviators. Second to last game before we hit the All-Star break. We get a much-needed 3-day vacation from baseball before Prospect League action will return July 9th.
Almost hit one out in the first.
Brandon Schultz shows bunt. Missed it, though. First strike one. Schultz finally broke through in the hit column last week. He had his first hit of the season last Sunday against Jackson. Then he had his first 2-hit performance Wednesday in Clinton. Breaking ball tails out way from Miller, 1-1. But it's been a sight to see for Brandon Schultz. It's been a long time coming. Still just 3 for 31 on the year. Pitch for Miller outside, 2 balls and a strike. Schultz, though, has continued to stick with it. Trusting the grind of what it is every day this summer. Another fastball outside, 3 balls and a strike.
Yeah, sometimes hitting can just be contagious, and the Bean Ballers' bats have picked up. It seems Schultz might just be one of the many recipients of that good luck.
3-1. Thought it missed outside, and it did. Brandon Schultz didn't know what the count was, but he'll head down to first base. He draws the walk, and it's his 4th of the year.
Yeah, hey, Brandon, you're good. You drew the walk. You paid the price. Now you're on base, and that's really good for the Bean Ballers. Now you have the top of the order. You got the leadoff man on, and there's still nobody out.
Pitch might have clipped the outer part of the zone, but it's called a ball by our home plate umpire. Brandon Abernathy popped to first his first time up. First pitch from Miller. High and tight, but called a strike at the top of the zone. Miller's first year in the Prospect League. He spent 2024 and 2025 in the South Florida Collegiate League. The 0-1. Schultz to second. The throw down from Adams. Not going to be in time, and it's a stolen base for Brandon Schultz.
Yeah, Schultz gets a great jump, and the throw from Adams draws Ruiz, who's coming over from second just a little past the bag, and Schultz has a great slide head first so he can use his hands, touches the back part of the bag, and makes sure to keep that hand on as his momentum carries it past the bag. Good stolen base there.
Abernathy shows bunt, pulls 2-1, squares again, pitches up though.
There's now hit twice, and he's gotten a strike. On it twice.
Payoff pitch, ground to the left side. Frey has it. Fires across to first in time to beat Abernathy. And Harrison Miller's retired him for the second time.
Yeah, Abernathy runs well. He really got down the line well, and Frey was all the way in the hole at short. This is just hit just a little bit too hard, and he ranges over, makes a nice play, and a strong throw to Boyd completely in the air the whole way, and Abernathy's out number 1.
Schultz stays at second now for Will Applegate. Just Applegate's third game in a Bean Ballers uniform. First pitch is outside of the lefty. He went hitless yesterday against the Cape Catfish. Did walk once, but also struck out 3 times. He grounded out to second his first time up against Miller. 1-0 pitch. Missed off the plate. 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, Truman, I think this is a part of the order that the Bean Ballers, you got a runner in scoring position. You really want to cash in. But it's going to be important to see how Decatur's bats do as the game goes on. They've really struggled against the bullpens, got a lot of their runs recently against the starting pitching.
Applegate lines one into right center field. Schultz is coming to the plate. The throw in from right is cut off. And it's an RBI single from Will Applegate, and the Bean Ballers are on the board first.
How about it from Applegate? This is a pitch that just catches way too much of the zone for Miller. He gets the barrel to it, lofts it right between Potts and Caraway. There's no chance either of them have really at the ball. And Schultz might have gotten a little bit lucky, didn't have the best read on it, had to wait up just for a second before chugging, but eventually he has.
Feliz comes in hitting just .292 on the road. He's got 7 hits and 24 at-bats outside of Workman Family Baseball.
It's middle away, so he's pretty much right on time. Blasts it the other way, and because it's the other way, Applegate is running hard, easily cruises into third. Now the Bean Ballers have a chance to plate more runs than just one. They're looking to put up a crooked number in this inning.
Right man to do it, Jackson Snitko. Singled his first time up. It was his 29th hit of the year. First pitch for Miller. Off the plate, ball 1.
And if you're Miller, you got to be careful. You got an all-star at the plate, but Jackson Miller on deck is swinging a very hot bat as well, so you really need to execute your pitches as you're likely to face both of them in this inning.
Second pitch for Miller also missed away from Snitko. 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0. Snitko lines one, foul down the third base line. Comes in with 17 runs batted in on the summer. In what is his 28th start and also his team-high 30th game he's played in. This is game number 32 of the year for Decatur. Enjoying their inaugural season. 2-1 pitch grounded right into the Decatur dugout. Heads up. It's strike number 2 on the left-handed slugger.
Yeah, that last pitch did run in on Snitko, but Miller has been working him away for the most part. He saw what happens when you run inside on him.
2-2 swung on and missed. First strikeout of the day for Miller, and it's a big one for out number 2.
Yeah, he gets Snitko to foul off a few pitches, and now that he has him in the hole, you have the...
Miller had an RBI in the loss last night. Went 3 for 4 against the Catfish. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. One already home in the inning for Decatur, and still 2 men aboard. Will Applegate, who drove in the runs at third, O'Neal Feliz at first. The 1-1 home for Miller. Downstairs. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, Miller's really good at taking pitches below the zone. Doesn't chase the breaking ball very often. Now, 2-1 count. If he gets to 3-1, you got to expect someone to hit.
Breaking ball outside. The count is 3-1. A hitter's count to Miller, who now has 10 hits in the month of July. And he's hit safely now in 5 straight games. He's now 11 for 17 during his 5-game hitting streak. He has been on fire, and that might even be an understatement. Hitters count 3-1. Swing and a miss. Kicks off the glove, though, of Sage Adams, and that's going to allow Will Applegate to come home and score the game's second run.
Yeah, this is a pitch away from Miller, and he doesn't quite get to it, but I think the swing and miss might have caused Adams to have a little trouble with the reception. Run scores, and now Feliz moves up into scoring position.
Swing and a miss from Miller. And he strikes out. But 2 home in the inning for Decatur. 1 on the Will Applegate single. And then he comes to home to score on the wild pitch. Bean Ballers strike first. They're up 2-0, head to the bottom of the third. Parker Phillips back out for the bottom of the third. Now he works with the lead as his offense came through, scoring the first 2 runs of the ball game. Now he pitches with the lead. He'll face 9-1-2 here in the bottom of the third. And Well, Daniel, much like Harrison Miller, he's worked around a couple of hits so far through 2 innings, but he's looking to throw up a much-needed 0 after his team scored.
Yeah, it's been a lot of now several games in a row that the Bean Ballers bats have woken up. They've gotten 8 runs on Tuesday, and then now 3 games in a row, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, where the Decatur offense had at least double-figure hits and at least 6 runs in all of them, rather at least 5 runs in all of them. So it's going to be important for the pitching to now pick it back up, as it seems they've been crisscrossing. The pitching is doing well, and the hitters haven't really been doing much, and then vice versa. So it's going to be important for Phyllis to hang up a 0.
First pitch, Diego Frey rolled over to the third. Will Applegate's got it. His throw across in time for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out from Parker Phyllis.
Yeah, I think Applegate looks a lot more comfortable today at third than he did yesterday at short. It might just be he's having a better day, but
I think one of the big things that has led to Bo Caraway being an all-star this summer is he has cut down his strikeout rate considerably. Here with the Aviators. 1-0 from Phyllis, inside, 2 balls and no strikes. At Baylor this past spring for Caraway, he struck out 25 times out of the 54 outs he made, which is a 46% out were strikeouts, where he has just struck out 10 times in 22 games played here with Lafayette.
7th in the Prospect League, 23 of 26, third most stolen bases, but this is a routine ground ball hit relatively sharply, and it's turf here, so it's not like it's going to be slowed down either to Fabriette, but nonetheless, Caraway gets in safely.
It's his 35th hit of the year, brings in Drew Potts. Potts grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up. First pitch from Phyllis, inside to the righty, 1-0. Potts comes into this game hitting just .236. Does have a 3-game hitting streak, though, in which he has 5 for 15 here in the month of July. Check over at first on Caraway, back in time. Seems like the month of July has been good to hitters on both sides, Lafayette and Decatur. Potts went 1 for 5 in the loss last night to Danville. Caraway goes. The pitch is low. The pit throw from Feliz, not in time. And Caraway swipes second base.
Yeah, this is a throw from Feliz that's really good. It needs to be perfect to get Caraway, though, and I think the hop might have surprised Farnes at second just the tiniest bit as it hops up in towards him, eats him up just a tiny bit, can't quite secure it and put the tag on Caraway, and looks like Caraway might be a little shaken up, whether it's dirt in his eye. It's interesting. It's a turf field here at Loeb Stadium, but we noted this last time, Truman, that they've still put like infield dirt near the base paths. That way it's more of like a natural slide rather than that of turf, but Caraway now looks to be maybe getting something out of his eye.
It's his 24th stolen base of the year. We'll wait to see if Caraway is able to remain in this game. Both these teams trying to dig themselves out of early holes in this second half of the Prospect League. Bean Ballers are 1-6. The Aviators just 1-5.
Means it pours. Decatur gave up 10 runs to Lafayette on opening night.
Phyllis gives a check to Caraway. He's off to third. Potts swings away, hammers one to left. Schultz is back, and he's got it right in front of the warning track. Caraway scrambles back to second, and it's allowed out number 2.
Yeah, this might have been just a little bit scary for Gabe Arroyo to see. It looks like the fly ball, the first step for Schultz, you're told first step back. He sort of more goes over and then ends